Broadcasting live across Australia and across the world. You're listening to Live FM. It's Ralph Barba, and we're broadcasting from STEM Mad 2019. It's a busy, busy day. I'm talking to hundreds of kids about some wonderful, wonderful creative innovations that they're developing in their schools, but they're also helping their communities by doing so. And now it's time to talk to the crew from Our Lady of the Southern Cross Primary School in Wyndham Vale. And leading the crew today is Beck Tardrew, the technology leader and STEM teacher at the school. How are you, Beck? How are you going?
Thank you very well.
Yeah, looking forward to talking to you. But we also got the big crew, the STEM crew. We've got Lana, we've got Jaina, Mouna, we've got Ethan, we've got Tusiv, and also we've got Dia. Did I get all that right, guys?
Yes.
It's like a whole team of STEM people here. Let's start with Alana. Alana, tell me about the project that you guys are presenting today.
We presented the reptile house. We thought that the one in Werribee Zoo was very bland, so we changed it up a little. And
Okay, and who are you working on that project with here? We've got
Jaina.
Jaina? Okay, so Jaina, tell me about what this looks like. What's this project look like?
So basically, our prototype is made out of Lego, and it's a double story, and it has big letters on the front. Reptile house, really exciting for people to go through.
Fantastic. And the third partner of your group, Dia, tell me about where this goes next. Do you go to Werribee Zoo and say, listen, this is what we've developed?
We've already done that.
Okay, so tell me what happened there.
So we went to the Werribee Zoo and we showed all the team members in the zoo, and what we came up with and how they think they like it, like what they can use it or not.
So tell me how you came up with this idea.
Well, we first thought of doing the alligator tank because we first went there and we thought, that the alligator tank looks squished. But then we got an idea, like the reptile house fully needs a real makeover. So, we thought, yeah, we should do that. That's a good one.
Good stuff. So it was a collaborative decision between the class?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's talk to the other guys. We've got Moana. You've got your own project, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about your project.
So my project is a find a minder for the meerkats, because I thought that they weren't engaged enough. So technically we have a digital and non-digital. The digital one has an iPad on a stand, and they have to try and tap the bugs with a box over it, and holes in the middle. And then if they get bored, then they can play with the packaging peanuts on the edge. And the non-digital one is one that can feed them. It has a time limit, and what they do is they have to try and dig for the bugs, since they love digging.
Fantastic. And where did you come up with this idea?
So since I knew that meerkats love touching things, attacking things, I thought of those arcade games, how things pop up and you have to try and touch it, put it back in the hole with the hammer. Yeah. But instead what happened was I didn't know how to make it pop up properly. So I thought that why don't meerkats just dig, since they love digging. Fantastic.
And where does it go now for you? Do you go and try and pitch a proposal to someone to take it further, or would you go to Werribee Zoo, for example, and speak to them about it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well done. And Tusif, tell me about your project.
So basically our project is about the hippos at the Werribee Zoo. The way we thought of the problem is once we went to the Werribee Zoo, we expected a lot from the hippos. We went there and expected there to be hippos jumping around, lots of water. So once we went there, we couldn't really see the hippos very well, and they rarely came up to the surface. So we were basically displeased. We thought about how can we make this better. Once we went back to school to brainstorm ideas, this problem came along, and me and Ethan decided that this is a big problem and we should tackle it. So we've thought about making a room underneath the deck so that you can basically view the hippos as they're underwater. We've mapped out plans, measurements, everything that you need for a building. We've also thought of the safety of the hippos, the safety of the people, and I'll let Ethan elaborate on that.
Ethan, tell us about where this has gone, because it sounds a pretty big project.
Yeah, it is a pretty big project. So as Tosef said, we have worked out the maths, the measurements, volume, length, and all that. We have also taken into consideration the safety of the hippos and also the customer needs, for example, disabilities. Also the clarity of the water, we're using ozone purification for that, and yeah, basically.
You certainly ticked off a lot of boxes for Werribee Zoo. Have you spoken to them yet about this?
Yes, we have.
That's a major investment, and you may have tweaked something for them. Well done. Beck, some fantastic ideas here.
Fantastic ideas.
Yeah, so tell us about the process the kids went through to come to this point.
So we were very lucky we got to become one of the first schools to trial the STEM projects at Werribee Zoo. We took all the kids, actually Prep to 6, to the zoo. The 5-6s did a program where they actually had to find a problem within the zoo themselves and then go back to school and see how they could solve it. So they came up with some extraordinary ideas, and then we told them they had to research and find out more about the animals and the science behind it, and then they've created prototypes. And these 3 groups were very lucky, and they got to go to Werribee Zoo to showcase that learning and see where we can take it from there.
The skills they're learning, the practical skills and the life skills they're learning through this are not, if I was a teacher 20 years ago, so there's not the sort of things that they would have been doing 20 years ago because of the idea that it's not meeting the literacy and the numeracy type traditional ways of doing it. Tell us about the skills that the kids have learned and how those skills are preparing them for life down the track.
Yeah, well, we're very lucky. We actually run STEM as a specialist program, which I'm part of. So they do it once a week for at least 45 minutes, where we're looking at a lot of the capabilities as well as obviously science, technology, engineering and maths in varying degrees. And then through inquiry, they're actually bringing out all those skills. So that's where, and they were doing a lot of the mathematics in terms of also costings and things like that if it were to actually go for real life.
I love the extension to this. If you talk about project-based learning, not only are they doing the STEM sort of model around, the science, technology, engineering and maths to solve a problem for the community, but then they've got to go and sell that idea to someone.
Yep.
And that's another thing altogether. How challenging was that, guys? Who's gone through the project? Obviously, the boys have gone through the project to go to Werribee Zoo. That's a major expense for them. How are you going to sell it to them? You've got the mic there, Ethan.
So we first started off on what we thought the problem was, and then we got to the solution. After the solution, we then said how we were going to do it. For in our case, we were going to isolate the hippos before doing anything, because the hippo safety is why we're doing the hippos.
Fantastic. Major, and I love the interaction they've got to have with the Werribee Zoo too.
Yep.
People there, so fantastic experiences. Beck, wonderful work you're doing. Congratulations to you and your team, your school. Exciting stuff, guys. Exciting stuff for your community you're doing. Thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate your time. I hope I get some time to come down and see your exhibition. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
Good stuff. That is the Our Lady of the Southern Cross Primary School in Wyndhamvale doing wonderful work for the Werribee Zoo, a lot of it. We had Beck Tardrew, the technology leader and STEM teacher. We had Lana, we had Jaina, we had Mouna, we had Ethan, Tusif, and also Dia joining us today. My name's Ralph Barba. We're broadcasting live on Live FM across the world and across Australia. This is STEM Mad 2019.